Good morning, everybody. It is a tad chilly this morning. I have no idea what the temperature is, but I am actually quite cold. I'm somewhat dressed up for weather, but it is chilly. Looks like my piggies might be shivering over there too. I'll have to get them some more straw to bed up in. I'm sure they take places. I was really hoping in the past, my Berkshires anyway, they would have just burrowed right underneath all that. These guys are all just piled up on the side. So I don't know what the deal is there. And Berkshires that we had in the middle of winter, you'd come down like, oh, we're missing one. And then you'd slap the bottom of the pail and all of a sudden the whole pile of straw or whatever it was would just wiggle and move and out comes a couple of pigs. So, I don't know. They seem kind of chilly this morning though. I'm going to wander over there and have a look. So we are hoping to make some pasture for them today. Work on that. Well, they're having a good sleep anyway. Nobody's even moving. I guess they're not shivering. No, I was wrong. They're not shivering. They're just laying there. Well, they are all piled up. I threw some of this in here, some rotten haylage and stuff, because it's generating a lot of heat, and then it has a nice warm bed for them to lay on top of as well. So anyway, that's their pen here. And up here, you can see I had to clear it a little bit with the tractor, but I'm gonna go all the way down this way. So we'll do that today. I'm gonna take one of these new fences that I built and just make a run out here. They're not real big, they don't need a lot of space yet, but you can see in between this, like it doesn't look like much, but if you see in between, the grass is starting to grow. And as they go through here and rip it up with their noses and stuff, it'll allow more of the plants to come through. There's a dense mat of just rotting tree limbs and leaves and organic matter. Once they push that around a little bit, it'll allow the grass to grow. There underneath those trees too, there's grass growing. I don't know if you can see that from here or not, but under these trees here, there's quite a bit of grass. It's starting to come. There's another clump. So we'll work with them on that and let them till this all up. I'm also hoping to build the calf hutches this week. I don't think I'll get around to that today. I've got too many things to do. What are you barking at, Shasta? Hey, what are you barking at? What's the matter? Oh, hey, what are you barking at? Are you stuck behind a puddle? Yeah. You stuck behind a puddle? You're all right. So anyway, I also need our fresh water tank. It's just went empty on the trailer. When you're boondocking it, we don't have all the luxuries we do in a normal house. So I bought a big 1,000-liter tote, but I need to rinse it out today. It was used for mineral oils, or I don't know, something that's safe for humans anyway. But we're gonna rinse out whatever's left and then fill it full of water. We're not drinking from that water. We're just using it for showers and flushing the toilet. And washing dishes and stuff like that, washing our faces. So anyway, we're gonna fill that up and then I can fill this trailer back up again. I'll just drive it around. It's got a skid built underneath it and I can just pick it up with the tractor. So yeah, that's the extent of that. Spilling my coffee all over the place. These beautiful mugs, I really like it. If anybody ever wants one, well, let me know. thing's, he gave me his coarse thread, and the one on there is fine thread. Yeah, it's leaking a bit.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't pop off and like
Well, I think it might.
spray at me.
Let's try to tighten it. I need it to work at least for tonight. We're gonna lose water.
Okay, I'll just run over there and get some in the hole.
I can lift it up a little higher. That came off of there, that's perfect.
Yeah, I would.
Don't stand under it.
No.
I held her up to the pigs here and she was squirming to get away. Tough girl. Piggy's enjoying the food. I actually bought some hog grower. Don't normally do that. I like to just feed them grains. Well, actually I prefer to feed them pasture. Sorry, to be honest, we like to feed them just pasture. Good wholesome pasture, really good clover, gives them lots of protein for growth. But I don't have any feed here that we've grown. I prefer silage, really wet clover. It's awesome for piggies, they love it. Anyway, because of their size and they're so small and they've actually never eaten anything other than pig feed and milk, I thought we would just buy a couple bags of pig feed to get them going. And once we get some pasture going, we might work on it this evening yet. And once the grass starts growing, that'll be good. But I wanted to make sure, because they're so small, that they get enough to keep warm, keep healthy. Hey, stop stealing the pig's food. Hey, stop stealing the pig's food. Hey, you just wait until they take a nip at you, you big dog. Oh. 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 So that's the hog pen. I'm cutting a path through right where we see Wes running there, and he's coming behind me with this fence. This is the sheep panel. It's an electrified sheep panel. The other ones we have are poultry. The newest one is different. It's a 4-foot tall poultry. So I don't know what the first one was. It was also a poultry, but it's only 3 feet tall, same as this one. I believe you can also get a 2-footer I've seen before. So anyway, we're going to come through here in this general direction and then run through here. Now, I was saying earlier how there's more grass up on top. So you can see spots here and there where the grass is coming. Here it's still quite mossy, but then you get up in here and there's definitely a lot more grass growth. I don't think the soil's real deep. You can see the rock sticking out. Again, just a beautiful spot. I so look forward to when he gets, he's going to work on clearing this as well. We're going to work on it right now. Here too, look at all this grass. So many nice little plants coming through. It's beautiful. Be good little eating here. So anyway, that's what we're working on. We're coming through here. This netting here is probably just going to do this piece up top and then come back to the pen. See where Shasta's sitting there. And in future, we got more of these panels ordered, these wires. So then this will just be kind of a transition spot into the pastures, and we're going to work our way down. You can see there's a bit of an opening down through there. We're going to run through there, and then bit by bit, unless we end up buying a place real soon here, but bit by bit we're going to run them through here and see how well they do at clearing up this stuff. So this pastured pig thing is it's something I dreamed up years ago. Conventional farming's just not working, it ain't paying, and guys can't make a living. And I thought there's got to be another way, and so what I did was go back in time, pre-50s, 1950s. A lot of guys raised hogs on pasture, and that was back to your family farm, small time stuff, where guys ran a couple of hogs, a couple of cows, a bunch of chickens, a few ducks, some sheep, and they made do. Sure, they weren't rich, but that's not all it's cracked up to be anyway. What you need is just a steady flow of income to provide for your basic needs and enjoy life. A family farm. So anyway, we moved away from that after the 50s. You know, you had cheap oil, cheap heating costs, cheap feed, cheap construction, and you could build these big barns, stuff them full of critters, and that worked for a while. But aside from quota system, there really is no money in a lot of these big industries unless you go huge, and then you don't have a family farm anymore. I think going back to the old way works, and that's what I modeled. I came up with that idea then. I researched that and said, yeah, it should work. And I remember mentioning it to a few guys that farm the normal way, what's considered normal now, and they just laughed. There's no way you can do that. So anyway, I said that's fine, I don't mind being laughed at. We ended up having the opportunity when we had our dairy. We had a bunch of land that we couldn't do anything else with, and we turned that into pig pasture, and it works just fine. And I know there's a few other guys. There's one down in Vermont. Can't think of his name right now, which is too bad, because he is definitely worth, oh, I wish I could think of it now. It'll come to me. Something Mountain. Sugar Mountain Farms, maybe. Oh, I can't think of it. The guy is just awesome at pasture-raised pork. That's his main endeavor. I think they have a slaughterhouse on the farm now where they actually kill themselves, and they have a restaurant supply as well as to the individual. And it's windy up here. Sorry if this is coming through kind of hazy, but that one there, he's got a wealth of information on there. Can't think of his name. Sugar Mountain Farms or something. Look it up. It's well worth it. Anyway, we did that there with these Berkshire hogs. We raised them on pasture and did well. It takes a lot longer to get a fat pig, but you know what's in it. There's no grains in there, or very little, very minimal. It was pasture and good clover. I like the clover. Really love clover feed. There's a little bit here and there, but if this was ours and we kept it, I'd be broadcasting after I let the hogs through here for a bit, doing their thing, move them into the next chunk of pasture, then I'd be broadcasting clover seed in behind them, so that the next time they come through again, you get all these new luscious little plants coming up. Well worth it. And anyway, the moral of that is that it worked fine, and our hope for future farming endeavor is all pasture based. Chickens on pasture, ducks on pasture, calves, pigs, you name it, rotating through and creating their own ecology that way by one going after the other. The chickens are great for spreading the manure around, little manure spreaders, and you don't have to do it. And each animal goes after its own specific plants, and it all keeps it in harmony and works well together. And so I'm not an expert on it. We're not experts on it. It's something we've been studying, looking into, reading up on, and are really much in favor of it. And we know it works. We've done it in a smaller scale, and that's what we hope to do in our future endeavor. That doesn't mean we won't get lots of animals. We may feed some animals in a barn. You know, you got to do what you got to do. But that is our long-term goal, is pasture-raised meats and being able to sell to you, the public.
All right, so I am on a walk over to the barn, our friend's barn there. They just texted me and said that Snoozy has had some babies. So that's Cora's goat, so I'm going over to have a look, make sure everything's good. And so far the report says there's 2 males and 1 female, so she was huge. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's not another one still in there. So there might be 4 by the time I get there. We will have to wait and see.